Okay, so this one we were working on yesterday. Chris was working on it, trying to get change the brake booster out. So we took the master cylinder out and the booster. We're putting a Willwood in, which is a really nice piece, and it's black, kind of matches his valve covers, looks good, takes up less space. Having a heck of a time getting the rod in the right location on the pedal so it has a good stroke. The Dodge uses a little bell crank down underneath there. It's the only one I know that uses that, but it's a little bit different deal. So we pulled the bell crank kind of right out of it, and we're going right to the pedal, and I think that is working better for us. So I think we've just about got it. I'll keep you posted on that one later today and see if we've got the master cylinder mounted and how that all pans out for us. But yeah, we'll be back to show you a little bit more about this one. We were sticking a fuel pressure gauge in it too. We stuck a real long hose on it for now, extended it like this. We are going to run it up by the windshield so we can drive it down the highway and see what the mechanical pump is doing to make sure that it looks like it's got enough flow keeping up with the motor. And then if it does, we'll just mount the gauge right where you see that blue fitting, and the guy can check his fuel pressure all the time with it. But we don't have to put an electric pump in it. It'd be kind of nice. We just leave his mechanical one there and he'll be away. Okay, we'll be back. And we're about to test run the Road Runner and take it for a little drive and see what it's doing. 7 pounds fuel pressure right now. Yeah, I believe it there. Got the tach working right now. They had it on 4 cylinders instead of 8. So we'll be back as we drive it. Anyway, on drive 2, and you hammer the car, and at $4,000 it starts kind of sputtering and laying over. So we thought maybe it was a non-vented gas tank, so we tried something, but it didn't work. So we will go back and see what else we can find, and we'll be back. Okay, me and Chris are going for another cruise, and we think we might have figured it out. So, oh, get out of reverse. Figured out maybe why it's laying over at $4,000. So we'll go test it now and see. So we're not abusing a customer's car, we're fixing it. Might look like abuse, but it's really not.
Scientific testing. It's for science.
But what we got is a 72 Road Runner with a 541 and a 4-gear, and been fixing a bunch of little problems on it, including brakes and checking his fuel pressure. So we taped the gauge to the windshield so we could see what was going on there. And the fuel pressure doesn't seem to be dropping, so we think it's all right. And we got better brakes now. We put a Willwood master cylinder, got rid of his booster. It only had about 4 or 5 inches of vacuum in the motor, so it wasn't making enough to run a booster. We didn't want to put an electric deal in because it added more stuff to the car and more lines and more noises. So we opted not to do that. And these brakes feel great right now. But the car was laying over at $4,000 consistently. It's a brand new car to the owner. He bought it at a classic car auction. And really nice car. They just didn't finish some stuff off. So we'll tell you about some of it after. But we're getting it sorted out. And he said it had no power. It was just laying over like it was dying. We thought a couple times we found the problem. The one with the block fuel fitting. One with the fuel tank kind of vapor locking and not venting. And none of that actually worked. So we're going to try the next thing. in it. Plymouth. Keep going before all the traffic comes. I think we live in a big city. You have to be sure of these things. Yep. I think this car would be a lot of fun to drive. Harder than we are. It would be. It's gnarly, yeah. Does have a scatter shield on it, so that's kind of comforting. One thing that's not comforting is we found a few things that were a little bit scary on the car. They didn't have the brakes hooked up right. They missed the rod, the bolt, and it was just coming up against the pedal for one. A few things like that. So we're going to look it over better before we give it back to the customer. Probably have to test drive it again.
Yes, definitely. Most definitely.
But yeah, super nice car. We jetted it down some before. I don't know. It seems like it's pretty happy right now. So
We had an overcharge issue we had to take care of.
Oh yeah,
too.
we did that too. They
Yeah.
had the alternator hooked up wrong, and I think they killed the external voltage regulator. So we figured that out and fixed it too. So yeah, there was a pile of little things. So, but yeah, we might have to keep it for about 6 months testing.
Yep. That sounds good.
Yeah. But smell something. Get you straighten out the wheel.
Yeah.
Get that done. Oh yeah, you fixed the tach too. They had that on 4-cylinder. I think instead of 8-cylinder. So yeah, lots of little stuff. But yeah, guys can have a super nice car. Somebody, for the most part, did a pretty nice job building it. The paint on it and stuff is really nice. The car is straight. They had a nice binder. They documented everything. Really would like to go play with the motor and stick a little bit more. Guess I'll have to hop in this leak. We'll show you guys something else really cool coming up that we've got that we haven't had for quite some time. So it's going to be kind of cool. You guys can, in them there trailers. You guys can follow us doing another build on a front engine dragster that I owned like 38 years ago. And we're going to redo it, so you'll be able to follow that too. And yeah, thanks for coming for the ride, and we'll be back.